Here is the 2025 Hyundai Tucson SEL Convenience in Ultimate Red. This year, we're getting some style updates. We're getting technology updates, but is this going to be better than the rivals? I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and I'm going to give you 3 reasons why I would choose this over them. Starting in the front, full LED headlights and daytime runnings. Going into the limited trim gives you a projected bulb. 7.1 inches of clearance on the front wheel drive that's what we have here. 8.3 inches on the all-wheel drive. Now the XRT is going to change out the rework grille. It's going to be unique to its own trim. The lower bumper has been tweaked. Underneath the hood packs the same engine. 2.5 liter GDI inline 4-cylinder producing 187 horsepower with 178 pound-feet of torque paired to an 8-speed Steptronic automatic transmission. Because it's front-wheel drive, 33 mpgs is going to be for the highway. The city is going to get 25 mpgs. Now, when you option the all-wheel drive, that's going to drop it to 24 mpgs for the city. The highway will be at 30 mpgs. SE will get a 17-inch wheel. 18-inch wheel is going to go across the board. But the XRT will have a unique wheel design. The Limited will have the 19-inch wheel, as well as a 360-degree reverse camera and blind spot view monitoring, which uses the side view mirrors, and it will show you the projection from the cameras in the gauge cluster, so you don't even have to look side to side for your blind spot, as long as you're using your indicator. And it's also the only trim that offers the Smart Park feature, which uses a key fob. When you're outside the vehicle, you want to move it forward or backwards because somebody parked so close to you because they couldn't park anywhere else to get their groceries. Now you can easily move your vehicle out of the parking space. All trims can tow up to 2,000 pounds. The SEL gets the roof rails. The Convenience adds the moonroof, as well as the integrated turn signals on the side view mirrors. The lower skirt flares out just a touch. Going against competition, this is going to be the best in class for towing and payload. Performance, it's not really meant for that. You're going to still receive the same 4-wheel independent suspension, which is a McPherson strut front suspension and a multi-link rear suspension. But when you go into the SEL or under, you're not even receiving LED taillights. You have to go up to the SEL Convenience, which is what we have in order to get that. This is a 2025. By now, that should be standard in the front and the rear. Honda, Toyota, they all do this. I don't understand. Like, how many years are we going to complain about not receiving LED lighting? The lower is going to receive the matte black and the satin aluminum with the reverse camera standard on all trims except for the Limited. This year, we have a hybrid and a plug-in hybrid, so going against competition, I feel like Hyundai has stepped it up quite a bit because you're getting a lot more bang for your buck and you have a lot more options in each tier. You can actually option features unlike the competition. You have to go tier base, which is the first reason why I would choose the Hyundai over the competition. Power liftgate starting on the SEL. It's going to go into 41.2 cubic feet of storage. You have a little storage pocket more or less between both sides with bag holders on both sides, as well as a 12-volt charger. To split fold the rear bench, you can do so in the back, so it makes it nice and easy, and that's going to maximize cargo to 80.3 cubic feet, which is one of the most in class. Underneath the floor gets a spare tire. Check this out. 10-way power seat adjustment for the driver, 6-way manual seat adjustment for the passenger, heated front seats that starts on the SEL, carrying up into the XRT for the H-Tech seats. Ventilated will be on the Limited, as well as memory for the driver. The new Tucson has plenty of headroom as well as leg space. The dashboard has been reconfigured, so we now have storage that's going to be on the passenger side. Curve 1-panel layout, 2 screens implemented. Because this is the SEL Convenience, we have the 12.3 digital gauge cluster, which can go through an array of information for the driver, and a 12.3 infotainment screen with navigation. Now, to change the configuration to this screen, you do have to go into the center, hit setup, and go into layout. And here, you'll see your cluster theme, so you can just change that out. With Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM/FM, streaming Bluetooth audio, Blue Link, Put it into reverse with a reverse camera. The trajectory expands out. Click here for the sub menu and you can see the tow lineup and it'll expand out for the whole screen. Dual climate control settings with a touchpad. This is all implemented more or less out of the new Santa Fe from last year. Wireless charging pad starts on the SEL. 12-volt charger, USB ports, and the key fob for the new Tucson. The storage box is about the same size. Leather wrap steering wheel starts on this multi-function, and the steering wheel has been redesigned. When you turn your signals on for the limited trim, the camera will project either here or here depending on which way you indicate. Heads-up display will be on the limited as well as Bose sound system. Ambient lighting starts on this trim with an auto-dimming rear view mirror, a moonroof, and the door panel and dashboard configuring together. I do like how it's a little bit more seamless here, but it keeps the same flow as the prior software. It needs to be one touch up and down for the front windows with a medium-sized storage pocket and a large beverage holder. It's hot in Florida, so one thing to take in consideration, do you want to option the H-Tech seats or the cloth seats? Because the SEL will be cloth seats. Headroom is not going to be bad. It's actually carved out for you right behind where the moonroof would store. These seats also recline back. The limited trim will add heated rear seats. Leg space, not going to be an issue. 2 USB ports, air vents, cup holders with armrests, and the door is going to have the same materials found in the front, one beverage holder carved out. Sliding into the center, feet space, you're going to share a little bit because I wouldn't be sitting upwards like this because then you just have too much room for your legs or knees to be sitting in the air. But leg and shoulder space isn't an issue, as well as knee space, but headroom becomes a little compromised unless you sit back like this without a hat, obviously, because my head is pretty much touching the headliner, and I'm at 6'3". The SEL convenience turn radius to start off the review is going to be about 2 lanes. And we're gonna eventually get up to speed. Here we are. It's not something that's ready for the track. This is your everyday vehicle. So decent MPGs, comfortable drive. SEL convenience adds the H-Tech seats, so it's going to be a little bit more comfortable. The sound deadening, it's not too bad, but the rain makes it sound like awful. That's the way it is in Florida. Extremely hot, and then it's a monsoon. Visibility is good, 7.1 inches. This is the front wheel drive, which when you're thinking about SUVs, I'm not a huge fan of front wheel drive SUVs or even rear wheel drive. They should be all wheel drive because it's a sport utility vehicle. But nowadays, people are just buying these because they want something that's lifted up. They just don't want a sedan anymore. It's going to take me to some pros and cons. The pros about the vehicle, it's one of the best with the adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, and steering assist. You can literally go, I would say, about 3-4 miles without being engaged at all. And if you just be a little bit engaged, the system will never turn off. That's how precise it is. Going against competition, none of them will be even close. Some other pros, I like the screen layout. It is a little low. For me, I'm at 6'3". Kind of wish it was higher up because I feel like I'm sitting on top of the infotainment screen and the gauge cluster. It's not so fast. This is going to be a con to me. It's super slow, but it's more composed. So when you're thinking about going on a long journey, it's great. For a quick commute, it's not bad, but in and out of daily traffic, you're going to feel maybe I need a little bit more power. That's why it's good that they offer the hybrid and plug-in hybrid. Over 250 horsepower you're getting. So it's gonna have a little bit more motivation and better fuel economy. But then in the same token, I don't necessarily wanna go into a hybrid. I wanna have a gas variant. I kinda wish that they offered a turbo variant here. Some other pros, best in class for payload, towing capabilities in your day in and day out use, as well as one of the best in class with cargo capacity. So all the things that you need is ticked. Going into the SEL, this is the sweet spot trim because you're getting a little bit more blended in and you're not sacrificing in the sense of spending 40 grand for a vehicle. Now, when you get into the limited trim, it's going to be right at that price, which when you're thinking about competition, it's a bargain because all of them are going to be over $40,000. Now the steering for the Tucson lightens up as you get to a higher speed, but it does have some weight to it. Honda will be the most soft driven. Toyota is going to be a little bit more firm. But overall, suspension wise, this is going to be one of the most smooth driving vehicles in and out for that day in and day out use. And that takes me to the second reason why I would choose this over the competition, is because it's a smoother ride. And then for the third reason, you get so much more value than you do with the competition. Even warranty wise, you're getting more than a luxury vehicle, which when you're thinking about Honda and Toyota, I don't know why they don't offer a little bit more just for peace of mind purposes, because you're spending a lot more money to get to those vehicles opposed to this, and this is going to outclass it in pretty much every category. Bashing on the gas. This is where you're going to feel that it's heavy. Don't try to go crazy. I'm not saying you can't, but going up onto the interstate, if it is a little bit packed like this, it's going to be hard to move in and out because you will be slowing down the person that you're passing. There's no way around it. The problem that I have is they're acting like it's all new. Yes, you're getting a lot of new components, but there is a lot of carryovers. But let me know what you think in the comments about the reasons why I would pick this over the competition. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise, website, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like. And I'd like to thank Gettle Hyundai of Lakewood for giving us this 2025 Hyundai Tucson for our car review.